Hi, Star. Thank you for the first. How are you today? I'm going to be working on more of my magnetic bookmarks today. You're exhausted. Why are you exhausted? Did you not get any sleep? I'm good. I got sleep. Today's a day off. I have figured out crafting streams, so I'm going to make more of these things. That works. I know the camera might be a little blurry, but hopefully it's not too bad. I know the light is a little glaring right now. Hold on, let me fix that. Oop, wrong way. Not brighter. Dimmer. There, that should help a little bit. New mattress. Oh, sometimes it can take a little bit to get accustomed to a new mattress. I had a third one, but I didn't realize that the ink had blobbed when I was doing her eye and some of her whiskers, and so it was still wet when I went to laminate everything, and she smeared horribly. She looked deranged. So I gave that one to my nephew. Oh, I'm sorry, Star. That sucks. So these are what I've already made. Generally, I tend to make them in groups. Like, I've got a lot of D20s, for example, so I made those in a group. And then I've got a lot of the paw prints for the paused here bookmarks. And so I did those in a group, basically. Hello Kitty, I had 3 of them, like I said, but one became deranged. I'm going to make more of her, though. I really like how she turned out. And then these ones... Hold on, let me clean some of these up. These ones... No! Bookmark down! These ones I had just kind of made randomly. So they don't have any others like them. I don't know if I will ever make anything like these again, because some of these were just a pain in the ass to sit there and draw in color because of how detailed they are compared to most stuff that I do. But maybe. We'll see. So right now, I have... Let's start with this side. I have the pot leaves with the high standards drawn on them. And then... And this is what I mean by I do them in groups. Whoop, sure, Ryan. Whoopsies, But thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. And then these ones, I've got all the cats kind of peeking up over a counter or a table or something. And they all say different things. And I know the camera isn't super great with some of the lettering, but some of them say what you doing. Some of them just say hi. Some of them say feed me. Yeah, and it's like 9:41 where he is. So how the fuck is he awake? Oh yeah, you have to. And then I'm gonna do, you can see the circles in the middle where I'm gonna do some more Hello Kitties. And then I have these that I haven't finished yet. I have to finish drawing in the white pages. And then these are going to say, go away, I'm reading. Do you want to see some of the finished ones, Ryan? I have all kinds of these paw prints that say paused here. And I have a bunch of D20s. And then I have a couple of Hello Kitties. And a teddy bear. I'm going to make more Hello Kitties. I have a gnome. A sunflower. Butterfly. And a kitty cat. You need a Hello Kitty. We'll see. Now, most of these, when I make enough of them, I'm going to send them to Shaggy, because Shaggy has a market that she goes and sells her crafts at. And she said that she would happily sell my bookmarks as well, so we can see how they do. So I'm trying to build up a decent amount of them. Shaggy makes earrings. She does 3D printed like little toys, and I know she's done like you know, the really thin pieces that sit over the corner of your door frame, and so it looks like a silhouette. She's done those. She also makes what she calls crap collector boxes, which are basically just wooden boxes that have been painted, and you can use them for whatever you want. And the inside of them has like some kind of a design. Come on, I know the paint is in here. My white gel pen, because usually I color all of these with gel pens, my white one does not like to work on the light colored paper that I use, so I had to get some paint pens for the white specifically. But every single bookmark that I make is done by hand. I don't print anything out. I don't do any of that. I don't know, because I was taught how to do crafts at a young age, I guess. I don't think they're that great. I mean, a lot of my drawing leaves a lot to be desired. As you can tell, some of these books are very oddly shaped. But that's why I like crafts, Ryan, is because I can make things specifically to a person if I want. I can basically give presents that are crafted especially for the person they're for, which is fantastic. Actually, I want a smaller one. I have also learned through the course of doing these that outlining them in black is a good idea, because then I can cut around them and not have to worry that if I don't quite cut them perfectly, I'm not going to cut into the actual design. Oh yeah, and y'all get to listen to classic rock while I craft, because that's what I chose to do today. Depends on my moods. I think one of the last times I did a crafting stream, I was listening to classical music, which obviously will not be recorded for the VOD, but Pat Benatar is awesome. The other fun thing with the black outlines, I played all the Guitar Heroes. I don't have to be particular in how I do the stems of these. Is it? Well, lucky you, Ryan. I do have a couple of Guns N' Roses songs on my playlist, but I don't know if they'll pop up because I have like 272 songs and it's 18 and a half hours playing. I'm sure they will eventually. I also have a lot of Def Leppard and Queen. I've got a fair amount of the Beatles and the Monkees as well because I was obsessed with them as a kid. That's what got me into the whole. I had a whole 60s phase as a kid and collected everything 60s. And that was thanks to my dad. And that also kind of got me into the whole classic rock genre. um, this is the song you couldn't remember the other day, Ryan. And then I also I've got a few Janis Joplin, a few Jimi Hendrix, some of The Who. There's some Whitesnake, there's some Kiss, there's some. I mean, it's all over the place. Between Def Leppard is my favorite, Queen is my second favorite. Ooh, Coney Island. Did you get it properly with the chili and the onions and the mustard? Queen is a fantastic band. I will always agree with that. And I do love them, but Def Leppard has my heart. So, grilled cheese on pita bread and fries. Yeah, I know. But a Detroit style coney dog is what Star is talking about. And it's basically a coney dog with the chili sauce, but Detroit style is with onions and mustard. You think? Well, I'm not a huge fan of chili dogs, so it's not something I ever get. But I have eaten them, and they're not bad. I just, like I said, I don't like the chili part of the chili dogs. They are very messy. But the same reason that I'm not a huge fan of chili dogs, I'm also not a huge fan of sloppy joes. Because they have similar tastes. What did I have for breakfast? I had a banana nut muffin. I could try. There's some things that I won't attempt to draw because I don't like how they turn out. And like in the case of Hello Kitty, it took me the first time I drew her, it took me probably a good 20 minutes just to do the head. Because I'm such a perfectionist and it didn't look right. And Ryan, there's a lot of things I don't like. I know what I do and don't like, but I'm also always willing to try something new. And if I've been saying I don't like something for a few years, I will always be willing to try it again because I know taste buds change. Still have not found that I like cherry. That has been a constant hatred. I agree with you. I can't get past the texture of coconut, but I very much enjoy the flavor of coconut, which is why I like a lot of pina colada stuff. You're putting that on your tombstone. Exactly, Star. Exactly. Ryan, you have been more adventurous with your chat, suggesting things. To be fair, she's not wrong. It feels like you've never done chewing a coconut flake. See, you were missing out on a lot with the crab rangoons. And to be fair, none of us are reaching through the screen and forcing you to eat anything. I'm not reaching through the screen and forcing anyone to eat anything. Also, I have come to the conclusion that I need to write before I do the drawing because the pen doesn't like to take on top of the previous one. The handfuls of bread. To be fair, I will do the same thing. I like to go to Walmart and buy like a loaf of their everything French bread, and I will just sit and eat the everything French bread and nothing else because it's fantastic. Oh no, it's fantastic to make garlic bread out of their French bread. Yep, exactly. Sometimes I will, after I do that, I'll pull it out and I'll put like shredded cheese on top of it. Usually like a mozzarella or a Monterey Jack, a Colby Jack blend. And I'll just add that on top of it and put a little bit of garlic powder and Italian seasoning on top of that. And then I'll put it back in and let that melt over the whole thing. It just takes practice, Ryan. Okay, this one's going to have to be done in silver. One of these days, I'm going to get a laptop, and if I ever get a laptop, I am going to do a cooking stream. I I'm considering making homemade bread on my week off because it has been so long since I have made homemade bread and it is fantastic and I love it. We would be glad to. I do the same thing, Star. I made ramen last night, and so I'm the only person in my house that eats fish. So when I want fish, we have you can buy packs where they're all individually vacuum sealed. So that way I can just pull out one fillet of fish to make for myself. And we usually keep a bag of like stir fry vegetables in the freezer. And I'll add that to the fish. So I added those to my ramen last night. So that way I had vegetables mixed in with my ramen. Well, and you've also seen how Ryan's chat gets when we discuss cookies or chips or pop or. Okay, so eggs, yes. And if you're buying them from the supermarket, yes, they have to be refrigerated. Um, well, here's the thing: is eggs that you get from the supermarket have already been cleaned. They've had the bloom that is automatically on the egg when it's laid, which helps keep it fresh and keeps it's a protective coating. Those you have, if the bloom is not on it, then the egg is going to go bad faster, which is why you have to refrigerate it. If it is a farm fresh egg, I think that's because a lot of them have more farm fresh eggs where they're not already cleaned. So they still have the chicken's bloom on it, which protects it. And those can stay at room temperature for weeks before they have to be used. In the case with butter, butter is sort of a weird thing for me. Like, I understand my grandmother growing up used to keep butter on the table, and that way it could be spread, but she would only keep like a single stick at a time out. I don't put bread in the fridge. We actually have a bread box that we keep most of our bread in, but I will put bread in the freezer if I know I'm going to need it longer than when it's good for. Open condiments go in the fridge. They actually say refrigerate after opening. Hey, look, Ryan. One of your songs came on. Bread box is just a dark, cool place. So it helps to keep the bread fresher a little bit longer. In our case, we use it as a shelf, and it's got one shelf in it, so it's got two levels. So we can put a lot of bread into it, and then we can use the top of it as a shelf for something else. So it actually works to help keep things organized in the kitchen too. This is going to be the tedious part of my stream. Well, the door is the most important part. Lambo for my bread. Ours is just an old metal one, and you twist the knob and it unlocks and it just swings down and open. Ryan does. Okay, that's not bad. I'm not quite that in love with Def Leppard, but I would love to meet them at some point. And Hello Kitty is out because I need something to look off of if I'm going to draw. I don't do well freehand drawing without a template. Well, that's what happens when you get old, Ryan. But I don't have any of the range that I used to. Though, yes, on this stream, you're probably going to hear me singing with some of the songs. Where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go? Ah, where do we go now? Ah, where do we go? Sweet, where do we go now? Maybe. This is like the best part of the song to me. I like this ending. Where do we go now? Uh-huh. Where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go? That's funny. Also, earlier, Star, you said that you had a laminator and you didn't know where it went to. I don't actually use a laminator for these. I laminate them, but I don't actually have the machine. I bought a pack of self-adhesive lamination. And it's bigger than my page, so I don't even have to make sure that I'm like lined up on the edge of the page. Essentially what I just showed you. It's a clear paper that is sticky on one side so you can put it down to protect things. I like trying to keep my crafts as cheap as I can. And that pack of lamination paper, I think cost me like $20 from Amazon. The paper that I'm drawing on was free. My nephew gave it to me for my birthday. Because he knew I was working on all kinds of bookmarks for Christmas. A Cricut is a machine that you can use to cut out like the plastic style that goes on shirts or goes on, or you can use Cricut to put lamination on cups, personalize them, all of that fun stuff. Okay, I need to stop using that particular eraser. because it's leaving marks everywhere. I mean, you named him accurately. He is a troublemaker. Your spirit animal. All right. Time to color in. Put your old mattress in the hallway, woke up to them on top of it, like on top of it where I had to stand on a step ladder to get them down. That's funny. Okay, I need... There we go. The funniest thing about this paint pen... No worries. Have a good day, Ryan. We'll see you later. The funniest thing about this paint pen is it's not a brush. It is a plastic tip. I appreciate that. Thank you. I hope your therapy goes well. I do sort of wish I had gotten an assortment of sizes for the paint pens, though, because when I'm doing something like Hello Kitty, she takes so long because of how fine-pointed this pen is. Hi, Pastel. Good morning. Or I suppose it's technically good afternoon now. And you can join the club. Star is also right there with you in the not having slept well. I need to let that dry for a bit. Oh, I'm sorry, Pastel. That's never fun. Okay. We are going to shift a little bit because I keep wanting to pull this closer to me. And I want to make sure you guys can see it. Star, I'm jealous. I really do wish sometimes that I worked from home. You don't think you got a noti? There are certain people that I will tell if I am streaming. I will post in various channels that have a promote yourself sort of option. But Pastel at one point asked me to let him know. And so, therefore, I have always. I don't think I turned anything off. To be fair, the last time I streamed, I was about a half hour in when Pastel told me that they just got the notice. Did I know I was streaming? Yes, I am doing Hello Kitty. This is what a finished one looks like. I also have the kitty cats. Some of them say, "What you doing?" Some of them say, "Feed me." Some of them just say, "Hi." And then I have high standards. You see Boba. Oh, black cat. Black cats are always made with Reaper in mind because that's my cat. Yes, they are all magnetic bookmarks. Hold on. I have a book. They're only meant to go over like 1 or 2 pages. So I have not made any with photos inside. Nah, I've done the bookmark thing. Bookmarks are never going to be a Christmas present for a very long time now. I don't like repeating presents for Christmas. The only ones that I have repeated generally tend to be food-based. No, I repeated bath stuff at one point. I forgot this Hello Kitty's ear. Discord is doing server tags. Gonna roll one out so we can wrap your server. I don't know. I feel like Ryan would be the better person to rep over me. I don't know if he's going to do them, but I don't see why he wouldn't. If someone makes something I like for me over and over, I don't care. If I love it, it's perfect. Yeah, I get that. I tend to make the same bath salts for my best friend every year. Well, I appreciate that, Paso. I'm not even sure what you would have to do that. And I don't know that my server is really big enough for something like that. Like, I would love to be able to stream and craft and call that a job, but it's going to be a long time before something like that happens. I'll look into it, Pastel, and see what's required to do it. But I don't really think that my server is really big enough for that. Anything to make me happy, I think I can make it long. Since I need help, I'm falling again. Somebody pick me another color besides pink. I have a purple and I have an orange. I'm going to do 2 of these Hello Kitties with a pink bow, and one is going to be a different color. Red. Okay. Red it is. Okay, her eyes are going to be a little weird here because I slipped. Oh, come on. Sometimes my pens just don't want to work properly. All right, now the fun part. Because I do everything in a black outline so that I can cut and not worry about if something gets cut weirdly. I do a silver outline beyond that so that way it separates it from the whole black background. Hi, Shaggy. How are you? Kids BS this morning. What are they doing now? The big one? Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Didn't you call her on that last night? Because somebody sent you a screenshot? Managed to befriend Chucky, who rightfully earned a 4K on 5 Jans. Got a 3 out for the randoms I was paired out. Nice, Pastel. Good job. Checked out of the house today and I didn't go after it. I'm sorry, Shaggy. I really am, because that is so very frustrating. Especially after what she did the last time.